you got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug.
Really had much to say until he started running for president.
But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person.
Elon Musk has filed an $80 million defamation lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and the hosts of The View, alleging intentional misinformation. The lawsuit arises from Goldberg's comments, which suggested that Musk and J.D. Vance were conspiring to influence government control if former President Donald Trump were removed from office. This legal action has ignited a fierce debate over free speech, accountability, and media ethics. Joe Rogan has also weighed in on the controversy, amplifying public discourse on his podcast. Rogan criticized the mainstream media, including The View, for its hypocrisy, pointing out how they initially treated Trump favorably, but later turned against him.
Really had much to say until he started running for president. Then I could say everything I needed to say. My face said everything.
Was the episode of you when you were on The View, and I think it was 2015 or 2006, like when you were running for president.
Right.
And you got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Rogan's critique of media bias and changing narratives aligns closely with Musk's allegations against Goldberg. He argued that Musk's lawsuit could establish a precedent for challenging misinformation and holding media figures accountable for using their platforms to push personal agendas. In response, Goldberg has defended her comments, expressing frustration and insisting that she was not targeting Musk. She claimed that her remark was intended to be a lighthearted reference to her cat, not a personal attack on Musk.
Okay, I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. That's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
Critics have dismissed Goldberg's explanation as a deflection, while Musk's supporters view her sudden change in stance as an admission of guilt. Rogan's remarks lend additional weight to the case, highlighting the wider cultural divide on media responsibility and accountability. At the heart of Musk's lawsuit are allegations of defamation and slander, with Goldberg and her co-hosts supposedly claiming that Musk and J.D. Vance were secretly plotting to take control of the government.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Musk's legal team contends that these statements were unfounded and designed to harm his reputation. The case brings attention to the accountability of talk shows that often prioritize sensationalism over factual accuracy. Rogan has also addressed this issue, noting how The View initially praised Trump, only to change their stance once he entered politics. He criticized their inconsistent treatment, using it as an example of how media narratives are often shaped by political agendas.
The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Yeah.
But there's probably no one in history that I've ever seen that's been attacked the way you've been attacked, and the way they've done it, so coordinated and systematically. And when you see those same people in the past, very favorable to you, like Oprah, when you were on Oprah's show,
very.
She was encouraging you.
Rogan's observations bolster Musk's claims that talk shows frequently manipulate narratives, challenge these contributing biases to public and distrust. push networks to adopt Goldberg's higher defenders, standards, stating that however, her comments were about her critics worry cat that the and lawsuit not may Musk lead to has censorship, only fueled the limiting controversy. open discussions. She asserts that Goldberg's it was a joke about her pet has fueled but many further see this debates as a weak about attempt whether to evade accountability, genuine, further intensifying the scrutiny to on avoid The View. consequences.
But when you have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes, you're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
Yes, the Dems are like, oh, we're the good guys, we're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys, you can't claim to be the honest people if you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah. Well, not
where
just
like even Snopes, which is a liberal thing,
Yeah.
says it's bogus.
yeah.
Like the Fine People hoax.
Obama just said that on stage.
Rogan supports Musk's lawsuit, advocating for higher standards in media accountability. The lawsuit has garnered significant backing from both Musk's supporters and critics of mainstream media. Social media has been flooded with reactions, with hashtags like #support Elon and #cancel the View trending. Supporters view Musk's actions as a stance against misinformation, while critics are concerned about the potential impact on free speech. Rogan's involvement has added credibility to Musk's claims, as his audience sees him as a champion of exposing media hypocrisy. His criticism of The View has further strengthened Musk's position.
Out the View hosts among the dumbest people on television. And so it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth. But
I don't think some of them are dumb.
you don't think so?
No, I don't think Sunny Hostin's
You think it's
dumb.
deliberate?
I think she's ideologically driven, and they have blinders on, for sure. I don't think Sunny's dumb. But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked, and you went on stage with it, and it's nothing.
Just
there.
go for it. Yeah,
there's nothing there. Sometimes comics do that.
Yeah, and
for
then
fun.
the other question is then, is that representative of a big constituency? I think probably yes.
Well, a lot of people.
MSNBC viewers are probably also thinking,
I don't
we
even
gotta...
think the MSNBC viewers. I think
that's
they're a
too
little
far.
bit more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
This is like low information, blue no matter who, like older housewives who are mad at the world. That's the appeal that Whoopi Goldberg had.
Rogan pointed out earlier clips of Trump being warmly welcomed on the show, only to be vilified later as political tides shifted. This reversal reflects Musk's concerns about how media narratives can be weaponized against public figures.
That is just Whoopi, I'm telling you. He was 3 pounds.
Donnie, I love you. I'm telling
I love
you.
you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages. And they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about.
Musk's supporters emphasize his push for transparency and fairness in media coverage, while Rogan's commentary highlights the need for reform in media practices, urging networks to uphold higher standards. Critics of Musk argue that his wealth and influence could suppress dissent, but Rogan's observations reflect the broader cultural demand for media accountability. The View has faced criticism for promoting biased narratives and prioritizing sensationalism over factual reporting. Musk's lawsuit draws attention to these issues, with Goldberg's emotional outbursts and shifting explanations raising doubts about the show's credibility. Rogan has been outspoken, accusing mainstream media of hypocrisy and selective outrage. He pointed to earlier episodes where The View celebrated Trump's success, only to later portray him as a threat. Rogan framed this shift as a strategic move to align with political trends rather than genuine concern for fairness. Goldberg's defense, claiming her comments were about her cat rather than Musk, has been met with skepticism, with many viewing it as an attempt to avoid accountability. Rogan's critique amplifies Musk's call for reforms in media practices, urging audiences to question the motives behind mainstream narratives. One of the most contentious points in Musk's lawsuit is the claim that Goldberg's remarks incited violence. Goldberg allegedly joked about someone tripping Trump, a comment Musk argues could be seen as encouraging harm. Goldberg later tried to downplay the statement, saying it was about her cat. Rogan weighed in, emphasizing the dangers of normalizing violent rhetoric in media. He criticized talk shows for using humor to deflect responsibility for harmful comments. Musk's lawsuit, coupled with Rogan's critiques, underscores the need for clearer boundaries in media discussions, especially in a politically charged climate. It also shines a light on widespread media bias, with critics accusing The View and ABC of promoting politically motivated narratives. Rogan echoed this sentiment, arguing that legacy media prioritize ratings and controversy over balanced reporting. He pointed out how media figures like Goldberg often shift narratives to suit political gains, damaging public trust. Musk's lawsuit, supported by Rogan's criticisms, reflects a growing demand for transparency and accountability in journalism. Rogan's involvement in this debate further reinforces Musk's case, calling for reforms in media practices. Whether the lawsuit succeeds or not, it underscores mounting dissatisfaction with mainstream narratives and highlights the role of alternative platforms in advocating for fairness and accuracy. Elon Musk's $80 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg has sparked ongoing discussions about media accountability, free speech, and misinformation. Goldberg's emotional defense and shifting explanations have only fueled further scrutiny, with Joe Rogan amplifying the controversy by highlighting media hypocrisy and narrative manipulation. This case has become a focal point for broader debates about transparency in journalism.